Well, good morning, everybody. This is the morning show for Headlines with a Voice, and today's date is July 1st, 2024. Where did the year go? Somebody go and get it. Bring it back ASAP. Let's start it all over again, shall we? Yeah. Listen, you guys, today what we're going to look at, believe it or not, we're going to have 3 different news articles, and we're dealing with Biden's debate debacle. And you know what we're going to use? We're going to use a sort of offbeat article. We're also going to go to the New York. What's that little? We're going to look at a varied amount of different types of publications, right? Even CNN Digital. We're going to look there. And the reason why is because I want to see what everybody thinks about what went on last Thursday. As you can see, I've really not spoken about it. Vine Dressers Branch, good morning and welcome to the podcast. I have not talked about it. And I did that on purpose. Yeah, I did it on purpose. I didn't talk about it on purpose, you guys, because I felt like, gee whiz, that was just amazing. It was just amazing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at a few articles and a couple of videos that are listening to what the Democratic Party itself has to say. At the end of it all, I'm going to tell you what I think, because I remember talking to Bettina, rest her soul, and she and I were having a conversation, and I said, you know what I think? Because I couldn't believe that they would allow this poor man to run and then to become the president with all of the issues that he had. I said to her, you know, wouldn't it be amazing if we thought about a strategy, she and I said, wouldn't it be amazing if they had him as the president and then turned right around and used the 25th Amendment and then put Kamala Harris in place? I said this. I said, and then out of nowhere, out of the shadows comes, dun, dun, dun. Anybody? Hillary Clinton. Now, listen, I know that some would say, well, she's saying that she's not going to run. And she doesn't have to run if they do all the heavy lifting. Right? Yeah, we know, enigmatic son, but you know what? We got to just play with the game that they gave us. And I like that you said that, because I'm going to tell you, I have noticed different ears, different eyeballs, different types of skin, hairlines. You know, I mean, when you go from being a cosmetologist and cutting hair, you know hairlines. You know the brow, you know, you just notice that stuff. So I'm with you on that. But let's just play the game that they put the dice inside the cups and shook on the Yahtzee table, shall we? Let's just play with the Yahtzee die they gave us. Just the one die and then the next die. Let's just do that. And let's just say for a moment that, you know, this is what it is. Let's just pretend. All right. There's a lot of stuff that we got to pretend about. But the first thing I want to do is let's see what CNN has to say, shall we? Let's peer in. Hey, Black Spring with Autumn. Let's peer in. Let's just see what they've got to say. Let's take a peek, shall we? There we are. Because I want you to see how they done threw Paw under the bus. Lord have mercy. They done threw Paw under the bus. Remember, they were selling this cat like he was the best thing since sliced bread. They were getting everybody happy about this dude, if you remember that. Okay, now they done thrown the man under the bus. It says, Biden brushed off concerns about his debate performance, telling reporters that he thought that he performed well while visiting patrons at the Waffle House after the debate. Well, of course, if you go to Atlanta, you got to go to the Waffle House. I mean, you just gotta. Okay, I'm sure that they pre-screened the one they went into, scrubbed it really good. He says, I think we did well when asked about calls for him to drop out And if he had any concerns about his debate performance, Biden attacked former President Donald Trump. No, it's hard to debate a liar, Biden said, adding that he has a sore throat. Thursday's debate took place before both Biden and Trump are formally nominated at their respective party conventions. The Democratic National Convention convenes August 19th there in the city of Chicago. Chicago. Goes on to say that there's no serious Democratic challengers. No serious Democratic challengers have stepped up to run against Biden. And at this point in the campaign, Biden would have to decide to step aside if Democrats were to pick another nominee. If Biden did withdraw, the Democratic nomination would be decided on the floor. Now, I was just having this discussion the other day. And I said to someone while we were chatting, because they were like, oh, that's never going to happen. They can't do that. There's no way they can do it. I said, certainly they can. Because, see, the RNC and the DNCs, their rules are a little bit different when it comes to something like that. They could most assuredly decide who they want to put in, which is the reason why, if you guys remember, we just did the other story that said there was some rumors that Clinton and Pelosi, as well as Obama, had been talking about switching him out again to enigmatic son's point. Okay. So they can most assuredly do it because the DNC's rules are a bit different. When I look their rules up, they're a bit different. There's a little bit of a twist. There's a little bit of that leeway. Listen, I think that from the very beginning, it has always been the plan to have an 8-year term or more for the Democrats. Okay. And we did say that at one point on one of the other podcasts that, you know what, they could do pretty much whatever they wanted to do, especially if they utilize specific tools or mechanisms under the 25th Amendment prior to November, right? And then after that, I mean, listen, every time I look, I see Hillary Clinton popping up saying, no, I'm not going to run. I'm not going to run. I'm not. She don't have to run. She didn't have to run. So she's not lying when she says she's not going to run. She's not. Just keep that in the back of your head, in the back of your mind, because we've heard Gavin Newsom's name. We've also been hearing rumbles of Michelle Obama. Okay. I can't see why she would even want it, but all right. And then you know what I'm going to do? Since we're just chilling this morning and nothing too structured, I'm going to even throw in the Simpsons whole mindset when they showed a woman president, and it was Lisa Simpson. She looked just like Hillary. I'm just saying, the way she had the little pearls on, a little outfit, and the hairstyle. I don't know, you guys. What would it be? Ooh, I shudder to think. It says, it's hard to argue that Biden should be our nominee. This is what was said. It's hard to argue that Biden should be our nominee, an operative who's worked on campaigns at all levels over a decade. Said this is what they said. Democrats were even oh my God, they were even opining on who might be instead. If it was Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmer, it'd make calls. I'd make calls tonight. If I were one of those people, the cat said, I would be making some calls. I wouldn't. Let them call you, whoever you're going to be. All right? Let them call you. But I guarantee you that whoever it is has been prepared since 2016 when Homegirl came out in that black suit late in the day. She didn't even show up on time. That black suit with the purple lapels, and then had her husband dressed up in the Purple Revolution clothes too. He had on the purple tie. Do you guys remember that? So this has been in the mix. Quote, I will never turn my back on President Biden. Never turn my back on President Biden. I don't know a Democrat in my party that would do so, he said. And this comes from none other than Gavin Newsom. He said, I don't know another Democrat that would do so. And then he also adds, When he was asked about the rumblings of Democrats possibly opening up to replacing Biden as the party's nominee, disaster, one lawmaker told CNN. Trump is coming off as reasonable. This is what this person, listen, each piece of this that I'm reading to you guys is somebody else's quote about what they think about last Thursday's performance. Let me clarify that. Another person said disaster, one lawmaker told CNN. Trump is coming off as reasonable, even if he's lying at 60 miles per hour. Biden is unintelligible. Another one said, the Democrats, one Democrat who's working on the campaign up and down the ballot said simply, we're effed. Y'all was effed when y'all. Oh my God. All of it is F. Both sides are F because in my personal impression, I don't think that was Trump standing up there with that mouth turned down. It just didn't look like him. The whole thing's a show and it is the best show on earth. Let's get really into this. Let's get serious, Felicia. Former Biden White House Communications Director and 2020 Deputy Campaign Manager Kate Bedingfield, also a CNN political commentator, described Thursday's showdown as an atypical bad performance for Biden. Quote, his biggest issue that he had to prove to the American people was that he had the energy and the stamina, and he didn't do that, Bedingfield said, though she described the performance as one bad night with a lot of campaigning left to do. Other Democrats offered reactions on the style of Biden's delivery. Here's another quote. Biden looks and sounds terrible. He's incoherent, one Democrat who spent time working with the Biden administration said. Another person said, horrific. Democratic lawmakers watching the debate expressed alarm that President Biden was not more forceful against Trump's quote unquote mistruths. And the reason why I'm saying quote unquote mistruths is because I was really trying to figure out what they meant by that. Because there were some things that I saw that Biden said that clearly wasn't accurate. I mean, and you know, you're going to find somebody that's going to stretch because that's what politicians do, right? Politicians and attorneys. That's what they do. They stretch. So it goes on to say that there was not clear enough. I think that's what that was supposed to be, about his own vision and what he's done for the country. One Democrat congressman in attendance at a watch party on Capitol Hill with other members told CNN the moment near the beginning of the debate when Biden was talking about the national debt and appeared to lose his train of thought and paused for several seconds before offering a confusing answer was incredibly tough. The room, the member said, went silent in shock. And the lawmaker's own initial reaction was that he wanted to jump off a bridge. Oh my God, they are laying it on thick. See, they got to make everything seem like we had no choice. We had to remove him. We had no choice. We had to remove him. And that's what they've been doing all along. Having the fella fall going up the stairs like Jim Carrey falls down when he does those little shows or whatever, when he plays those characters. Having him walk past entrances that he's supposed to be following Secret Service and going into the right and following the Secret Service, having him walk around showing up at ice cream parlors when he's supposed to be someplace else, letting him run off and fall off the bicycle, get his foot caught. You know, there's a lot of things that's been going on, I think is really, really just very telling. It's almost like they want you to believe that he's in such bad shape that when they take him away, whether it is because they can go on the floor and change that out, or it is the 25th Amendment, which in this case, it'd have to be one of the arms of the 25th Amendment, one of the mechanisms there. No matter what it is, that's what they're going to have to utilize in order to gain validity in removing him. But they have been planning this all along. Not just that. I don't know how many Americans who are wide awake right now are actually going to get involved in the whole voting process, unless, of course, they're looking at writing a party in, doing RFK, that guy, the Kennedy fella, They could put him in. They could, people could go and independently vote for whoever they want to vote for. But this one right here, this was funny. The member said, went silent. I like this one. And the lawmaker's own initial reaction was that he wanted to jump off a bridge. Asked to characterize the watch party's reviews, the member said he and his colleagues have generally felt like Trump appeared young and Biden old, and that Trump was playing mostly offense while Biden was playing defense. These things are all canned answers, you guys. You know why they're canned answers? They're canned answers because these folks never do anything by accident. They would never get up publicly and divide themselves and side with others. Do you see what I'm saying? And Jean Blair, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Well, they can't have him back, Sharky Dog. They can't have him back. He can't come back. But I think he's already been there. 2/3 of registered voters who watched the debate said Trump outperformed Biden. Before the debate, 55% of the same voters said they expected former President Donald Trump to turn in a better performance than President Joe Biden. Here's the question. Regardless of which presidential candidate you support, who do you think is likely to do the better job in the debate? Biden, June post debate, 33%, and Trump was 67%. June 20th through 25th pre-debate, 45% for Biden and 55% for Trump. So on both of those polls, he did greater. Now, the methodology. The CNN poll was conducted by text messages with 565 registered U.S. voters who said they watched the debate on Thursday. And the poll findings are representative of views of debate watchers only. Results for a sample of debate watchers have a margin of sampling error of 5 to 5 percentage points. This comes from a CNN poll that was conducted by SSRS. He and Jill need to hear what folks are saying after the debate rather than deny them, one senior Democrat said. Give us the names, because I think you guys already had this typed up, because you guys already knew that the character you shoveled out there on that stage was going to create this type of conversation. So you should just give us the names. Democrats are especially worried that Trump came across as more measured than usual while Biden was not punching back on Trump's quote unquote lies. Quote, I think Joe is doing better than he did in the first 15 minutes, and Trump is just lying his way through the debate. But I wish Joe was a lot stronger punching back, one lawmaker said midway through the debate. Here's another quote. It wasn't great, but that's why you do this in June. 1,000 things will happen between now and the election day. Democratic Party officials questioned why Biden missed other opportunities to slam Trump's comments, particularly on the abortion issue. Another Democratic lawmaker summed up the evening in a text saying, quote, strong on substance, but agonizing presentation. Biden advisors were hopeful ahead of the debate that many Americans would watch and see more than the short clips of Biden on social media that paint him as feeble and weak. There is now a serious concern that that moment where he appeared to lose his train of thought will now be precisely one of those clips that goes viral. And it did. It did go viral. It did go viral. And that's part of why I feel the way that I feel. But now what I want to take a look at is Jill Biden, because a lot of people are a little upset with her. Maybe like 2 years ago, I made a comment that I felt like, she really should take a Nancy Reagan tip and get her husband together. That's the one thing that I used to like about Nancy Reagan, was that she would not allow her husband to be seen, especially in his latter days, looking bad. But let me show you what she's got on. Let me see if we can find that. Oh, I dislike this greatly. Oh, here she is. I want to take a look at this. Now, First Lady Jill Biden arrives at the post-debate rally in Raleigh, North Carolina, donning vote garb. Look at this debacle. Look at this. stuff. That's, you all got a lot of nerve even putting stuff for home equity up right now with the economy the way that it is. And I can't even stop it. You can't even make it shut up. Shut up. Can't make it stop. Can't make it stop. Ugh. Now that is agonizing, but look at this outfit. Look at this outfit. It's vote, 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 vote. Do you guys see that? She looks like the freaking Riddler from 1966. Hold on, let me show you what I mean. Again, this is very relaxed this morning, y'all. Okay, we're not trying to, be all heavy and deep. But I do want to show you this. How many of you all remember that? Remember that? Look at that up and down the leg. And she got vote, 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 vote. Let me give you the whole screen, shall I? Lord of mercy, help a Lord. When I saw that this morning, I said, what on the planet was this chick wearing? And why didn't anybody stop her? This whole entire thing, since it's a show, we've got to talk about the movie that was and the movie that is. The United States government has been totally infiltrated by a bevy of strangers, people who we don't even know, people who are playing a different role in the roles that we're looking at right now. They've got like 12 different understudies for each person's character. 12 different understudies, just in case one understudy gets found out and, or the main person, which I believe is already done away with. Then you got all these others that are going to pop up. But when I saw her donning that outfit, honey, I said, I don't know what this chick is doing, but she looks just like that. That's what it reminded me of. I said, who would actually, she should have been done. She should have been done, took him down. She should have said, baby, you know what? We're going to have to let you go. We got to let it go. We cannot have you continuing to traipse around like this, because if we don't get you out of here, it's going to be a problem. But instead, what did she do? She took her time and went to somebody and found, I don't know who found this print. Look at this. And she getting it, ain't she? Look at her. Look at her. She getting it. Like, oh, I can't clap on beat, but I'm telling y'all, I know you like this outfit. I just know you liked it, baby. Oh, come on. Come on. It's okay. It's all right. Doing okay. Don't leave me. Don't leave my side too far. If somebody got their eye on him. Oh, I'm looking at him. I got him. Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it? This is such a freaking joke. The whole entire thing is a freaking joke. It's all a joke. Don't worry, folks. It's going to be okay. Let's look at another article. But I'm going to show you the article, and then I will show you guys what I think as it relates to on a serious tip. The serious tip. I'm going to go ahead and show you this article, and then we're going to dig into the whole why I believe Hillary may be the person. Because she's a person who does not give up. She's a highly competitive person. Highly competitive. And I believe that, whatever that spruce juice they was giving her when she was rocking and rolling, getting into that van, after that, you saw the little person come out that definitely was not her. The woman who came out the building waving after she did that little jerk thing and fell down going into the van. And then she comes right out waving without one Secret Service person standing near her, just somebody showing the camera of this little round-faced chick. Yeah, I think that spruce juice that they gave her shortly thereafter is possibly going to be what they use. But I don't know, you guys. Tell me, who do you think is going to be replacing good old Joe? This goes on to say the Biden debate debacle adds wild card uncertainty to Chicago's Democratic National Convention. Caption reads that if President Joe Biden stays in the race, as it seems he will, the question at the convention will be which Biden will show up in Chicago to accept his nomination, the faltering debater or a president fit to serve? Well, it depends. It depends. Are these ears going to be attached? Are the eyes going to be black or are they going to be blue? Are they going to be hazel? Is the mouth going to be different? How about the hairline? Is there going to be anything different then? I don't know. Is his face going to be square like it was before on the top of his head? Who knows which one's going to show up to answer the rhetorical question that the author of this piece put out. President Joe Biden's disastrous debate performance in Atlanta on Thursday added new wildcard variables to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago this August, which was on course to be a highly scripted 4-night show with no surprises. Now, it is not. On Sunday, there was no sign that Biden will quit the race and throw the August 19th through 22nd Democratic Convention at the United Center to the delegates on the convention floor. Biden, 81, facing a rematch with former President Donald Trump, 78, is not going anywhere for now. Biden has a grace period until the next round of post-debate polling comes out. I don't know who they're going to drag in to be him at that point. I don't. What this means for the convention, since Biden is likely staying in, is uncertainty. The giant question, which Biden shows up to deliver the keynote on the last night of the convention? Will it be Atlanta Biden, a president who stumbled badly with answers and showed his age in the worst way? Or will it be the State of the Union Biden, or the Biden that we've seen in the past few days after the debate at a rally and fundraisers who seemed okay? The one bad night defense. The literal party lines that Biden had one bad night and can power past it, just like former President Barack Obama did in 2012 when Mitt Romney outperformed him. Baby, I don't mean to interrupt myself, but that's a big difference. Listen, you got to give credit where credit is due. All right, you got to give credit where credit is due. Obama was an off-the-chain orator who bounced back sometimes like old school Cassius Clay did. So I'm not going to take that away from that man. I'm not. You cannot compare that we all viewed in clips and shorts on Thursday night to anything Obama has ever done. Again, I'm not trying to praise no human, but I ain't going to sit here and lie to none of y'all. And y'all know that man can talk. You can't compare the two. So what they're trying to do is say, see, we can build it back up. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Because, there was a problem President Barack Obama did in 2012 when Mitt Romney way outperformed him in their first debate, said Obama in an ex post, quote, "Bad debate nights happen. Trust me, I know. But this election is still a choice between someone who has fought for ordinary folks his entire life and someone who only cares about himself. Sir, have several seats because you are describing the exact same person on both sides." Yeah, you are. I have my doubts about both individuals. Neither one of them are getting anything from me, not even a candy wrapper. None of them. Okay? Not even a bazooka comic strip from the inside of my chewing gum. They ain't getting nothing. Not all bad debates are equal. Obama lost his first 2012 debate to Romney because he rambled and did not make the case for himself. Despite Obama's flubs, no one questioned his fitness to serve. That's the problem here. According to David Axelrod, as Axe, who was Obama's top advisor, said in an ex post, quote, "Reality check at Joe Biden as the nominee of the Democratic Party, nominated by voters in primaries across the country. unless the at POTUS himself decides to quit, excuse me, which he won't, that issue is settled. The discussion is the discussion that is going on now was timely a year ago when a few wanted to have it. It's largely irrelevant today. Democrats divided over Biden. A CBS News YouGov national survey released Sunday and conducted June 28th through 29th paints a grim picture for Biden, with 72% overall saying that he should not be running and 45% of the Democrats saying Biden should step aside. Overall, only 27% said that Biden has the mental and cognitive health to serve as president. What about the doctor that they were all beating up because of the things that he said with regards to his cognitive decline? They were beating him up, but now he's justified. I do want to take this a couple of different directions because I find it amazing that they're saying there are so many people that are going to be voting for African Americans that are going to be voting for Trump. And then when I look on things like Instagram and whatnot, looking at the statements that some of these people are making, some of the African Americans that I've seen on Instagram are saying the exact same thing they said a few years ago. I don't care. I'm still voting for him. I don't care what he said about kids jumping on his lap, equating them to roaches jumping on his lap, and popcorn and corn pop or whatever the guy's name. I don't care. I'm still voting for him. I don't care about the 1981. Is it 81? I believe it was 81 crime bill. Was it 81? 81 or 91? 81. That was 81. 1981. I don't care about the crime bill. I don't care about him calling us super predators. I don't care. I'm still voting for him because Trump's a racist. I don't care that he kissed the ring of Mr. Byrd because Trump's a racist. These people are saying this. What is the problem here? Why can't you just keep your vote in your pocket or write your Momo's name in on the ballot? What's the problem? Do you got to stick his name in? Do you got to stick Trump's name in? Do you got to stick? What is the issue? Did you miss government class? You were absent that week. You were absent. Or perhaps you're a millennial where they never teach you anything about government. Unless, of course, you happen to be sliding over here from another country and they prep you with a couple of little pieces of documents so that you could know what to say. I don't know. Biden needs to be nominated by August 7th to get on the Ohio ballot unless Ohio Republicans give Democrats a break. Elaine Kamrick, the director of the Center for Effective Public Management at the Brookings Institute and a member of the Democratic National Committee Rules and Bylaws Committee, told me, it says here, that if Biden is nominated early and drops out before the convention, then delegates at an open convention would pick another nominee. This is what I was telling the person the other day. This is what I was saying just the other day. They can pick another nominee. People think that it's difficult. It is not. It is not difficult. The RNC has different rules, but these folks don't. And they're going to exercise it. I believe they're going to exercise it. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a chance? And who do you think they're going to put in? Huh? Oh, wow. Rage. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that her husband. Oh, wow. She said that? When did she say that? Huh. You think it's going to be Michelle? You think it's going to be Michelle? Billy Joe Smo, who do you think it's going to be? Tonette, who do you think they're going to stick in there and why? I don't know, you guys. Let's continue to read. All right. Yeah, if Biden drops out after the convention, then the members of the Democratic National Committee select his replacement. They're going to let him go head on, and then they're going to do what they have to do within their rules. Now, here's the thing. It could be different, especially if they're having a lot of, closed door meetings, and then this person moves around. They got a lot of moving parts, right? You got a whole chessboard full of people that you'd have to move around. And I really think that if that's the case, then it could be a lot of different, it could end a lot of different ways. It really could. Luntz on swing states, undecided voters. Swing state polls are more important than national polls. The way a president is elected is to collect 270 electoral votes. Pollster and communication strategist Frank Luntz said on CNN, there are just a few undecided voters. And where this does matter is those key swing states, and in particular, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. They matter most. Well, they've already got those areas sewn up. They do. Yep. It says, and on that point, Illinois Democrats mobilizing to beat Trump in Michigan and Wisconsin. A coalition of Democratic groups in blue state Illinois, have been sending troops to Wisconsin and Michigan. Quote, Operation Swing State is a project designed to recruit, train, and mobilize volunteers to defeat Trump in Wisconsin and Michigan. Now, I want you guys to look at the area. Wisconsin, Michigan. Those areas have been highly populated by whom? Think about it. Think about it. Huh. So it goes on to say this was from Ben Head, who is running the effort along with Patrick Hanley, president of the New Tier Democrats. Head, the political director for Representative Jan Schwolowski, the Democrat of Illinois, said, quote, voter turnout in these states could decide the presidential election this November. Volunteers in Illinois have an incredible opportunity. Chicago is just a 90-minute drive to some of the most crucial battleground precincts in the country. Last Tuesday, Illinois Democrats held a fundraiser at the Sketchbook Brewing Company in Skokie to raise money for the Wisconsin Democratic Party. You guys stay away from those brewing companies. They have IPA beers and they will knock you off of your fanny. They are strong. Stay away. I heard from a friend. Anyway, with the party's executive director, Ben Winkler, serving as the headliner. Carol Ronan, the former Springfield lawmaker and member of the Democratic National Committee, said in her invite that Biden carried Wisconsin in 2020 by less than 11,000 votes. Wisconsin Dems have asked for our help. We could make the difference. Who is this? Oh, that's Dear Abby. Okay. I think that's it. Oh, those are cute little sandals. Huh. Sandals that look like Old Glory. Ooh, look, there's a turtle. I love turtles. Hey, wait a minute. That's the reason why all of this is here, because these are things that I like. You evil, smarmy thing, you. All right. I'm going to leave this face right here. No, I'm going to do you one better, baby. I'm going to leave this face right here. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give it to you. Here you go. While I go and rummage around and find something else, this one I'm going to leave you with. I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with this until I come back. Let me get it back over there so you can have a full screen. I'm going to go over here and look and see, can I find the other stuff for Hillary Clinton to let you see before we leave exactly why I think what I think. But there you go. I'm going to let y'all see that. I'm going to give you a commercial break right quick so that I can pull up all of this stuff for her, because I truly, honestly feel like she is going to be the person. And then I'm going to show you why. It's The Office. There it is. Right there. Yeah, because I visited this a minute ago. And I want you guys to see that she updated the date. Not that you're going to have an old date, but the deal is if you're not doing anything, why would you even have this? Okay? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Joni. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And they just ran right out there and said, oh, yes, sir. They put on their tap dancers shoes. Everybody put on their Capizio jazz leather tap edition. And they all did it. Hey, I know somebody going to get upset, but y'all know that's what they did because they don't need to be voting for none of these folks. But that's what they did. Yeah, they don't need to vote for neither of these cats. Okay, so here she is. All right. Welcome to the office of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Yep. Onward together. Onward together. What was her old one? What was her old phrase? Isn't it stronger together? Now it's onward together. The office of Hillary Rodham Clinton, 2024. Yeah. Yeah. Now let's see. Let's look at her current projects. I don't see this lady as giving up, man. I just don't. I could be as wrong as two left shoes, but I just don't feel like she's ever going to give up. Not until they lower her or take her up into a belfry or something. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Her current projects. Current projects. Onward together. By encouraging people to organize, get involved, and run for office. Onward together will advance progressive values and build a brighter future for generations to come. Onward together. Highlight Productions, Hidden Light Productions, co-founded by Hillary Rodham Clinton, Chelsea Clinton, and Sam Branson. Hidden Light Productions is an Emmy Award-winning independent production company that is dedicated to creating premium content for a global audience and aims to uplift new talent, diverse voices, and untold stories from across the globe. Well, let's learn more, shall we? Oh, okay. This is Hidden Light. Let me pull this over for you guys to see it. These are the projects right here. These are some of the movies. Didn't her daughter turn Muslim? These are some of the movies. Who We Are. Hidden Light is an Emmy Award-winning independent production company dedicated to creating premium content for a global audience. Oh boy, my mind is working. Founded by former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton, Sam Branson, and her daughter, the company is led by co-creative directors Shalon Centerton and Amy Flanagan, together with CEO Johnny Webb. We are committed to producing films that entertain, surprise, empower women, spark conversations, and activate audiences through a greater understanding of the world we live in. The name Hidden Light was chosen to reflect our founders' desire to uplift new talent. Hidden Light? Oh, boy. Oh, okay. Break it on down. Okay. Illuminata, light. Who is the lighted one? Who is the morning star? So they're saying they're hiding that so you don't see that. That was free. It says new talent, diverse voices, and untold stories. So it's like a hand that you can't see. It's light, Illuminata. However, it's hidden. Here are the people. Here are the players. Here are the folks. She's the founder. What movies have they made? Or have they been making them and you've been watching them in the form of news clips? Y'all better hear me. All right, so that's one of the reasons why I feel like it could be her. Yeah, that's one reason. That's one reason. And then, I like the way that she says she's never going to run again. So let's find her saying that. She says she's never going to run again. She says that she's never going to run again because, like I just shared with you, she doesn't have to. She's not lying if she says she's never going to run again. You know why? Because they're going to do the heavy lifting. Like I said at the top of the show, they're going to do the heavy lifting for her. Let's take a look at her saying that she's not going to run.
Clinton is on a new campaign of sorts with her daughter Chelsea for a new Apple TV Plus docuseries highlighting extraordinary women. It's called Gutsy. We sat down exclusively with the former secretary and asked her what's next. Would you ever run for president again?
No, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we have a president who respects our democracy and the rule of law and upholds our institutions.
What if Donald Trump runs again?
He should be soundly defeated. It should start in the Republican Party. Grow a backbone. Stand up to this guy. And heaven forbid, if he gets the nomination, he needs to be defeated roundly and sent back to Mar-a-Lago.
The Florida mansion now in the spotlight after an FBI search for classified documents. Donald Trump is saying that this search of his home is politically motivated.
Well, I'm sure he would say that.
In 2016, Hillary Clinton was under investigation for her own handling of classified information and questions about using a private server as Secretary of State. Then FBI Director James Comey ultimately recommended Clinton not be prosecuted, but said she and her team were extremely careless.
I had a very different situation where I was cleared and the guy just kept talking and then came up with a new reason to talk some more 10 days before the election.
James Comey.
Yes, and there's no doubt at all that he impacted very negatively my chances of winning. So it was in the middle of an election. There was no there, and the guy never shut up. So I think it's a really different comparison to what's going on here when it appears that the Justice Department and the FBI have been incredibly patient, quiet, careful until they finally apparently thought that national security was at stake.
She told us she's watched all of the January 6th hearings. What do you think of Liz Cheney?
I think she's done a great historic service to the United States and, paid a price for it, which was gutsy.
It was unpatriotic. It was un-American.
I want to give a real shout out to the witnesses. But
many of them have been young women.
Young women. And that goes to a point about being a gutsy woman. The couple of young women who have come forward out of the Trump White House, they have been vilified. They had to have known that they were going to be criticized, but I give them enormous credit for speaking the truth and doing the right thing.
Well, you can see more of our interview with Hillary and Chelsea Clinton tonight on Person to Person at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on the CBS News app.
I just had to add that last piece there because here's the deal. We're dealing with people who are close to being a centurion. These individuals are closer to being centurions than they are teenagers. And you have to look at this. This is an old regime of, I don't know. Yes, I do. You got covens over here. You got covens over there. You got lots of stuff happening. Okay. You got lots of stuff happening. And there are a lot of individuals who are really ready to leave. They're really ready to leave. Not lead. Leave. They should go. The sad part about it is I fear for the nation who they would be replaced with, because they would have more strength, they would have more vitality, and they could do a lot more damage, especially if these individuals are at the helm, leading them and guiding them and telling them how to do stuff. So I don't know what is going to happen, but I do know, oh, wow, I hope not. I hope not. Oh, Shashkila? I hope not. I hope not. Yeah, you see. You see. Exactly. There you go. Yeah. Well, you guys, we've been hanging out for about an hour now. I just wanted to come in and say, hey, hi, how you doing? In my Ethel Merman voice. See how everybody was doing? And if you guys had watched all of that over the past weekend, I'm glad we did not watch it live because I don't really think that I could have watched it. All I know is why did they have Pawpaw running around like that, looking like that? And why didn't somebody tell his wife that this was not a good look? I don't know. I don't get it, but they do. They put her out there in the Juana. She came out like dun, 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 dun. She came out in that get up. Like, y'all, come on now, vote, 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 vote. Da-na-na! Who made it is the question. Who made it? That's the question. The same person who made the Gaga meat suit. Gaga, gaga, gaga meat suit. Is that who? Is that who made it? I don't know. Why didn't anybody? Does she have any friends? Does she have any? No, do she? I said it right. Do she have any friends? Oh, and it was at that moment that weirdo from the other channel came over and said, how can you be a doctor cracking jokes and sounding ghetto? Because I am. In any case, I digress. But here she is. I don't even want to click this again because I know as soon as I do, it's only going to go to. Did you know you could see? But we could always look at this. We've always got this photo. Who made it? President Biden and First Lady Jill walked to the stage to speak at a campaign rally. You can see how she depends on Bernal by knowing glances they exchange when Joe is off the rails, as he did at the Waffle House when they dragged him after the debate, where they dragged him after the debate when he should have been. Who did this? Who wrote this? Do you see what they... Let me make this bigger so y'all can see that. Who wrote this? Where is it? Where is it now that I made it larger? Oh, there it is right there. You can see how she depends on Bernal by the knowing glances they exchange when Joe is going off the rails, as he did at the Waffle House, where they dragged him after the debate when he should have been in bed. Joe, listen. Oh, gosh. Do you guys see this over there? Yeah, you can see it. Okay, let me make sure you can see it. Let me go on. As you can see, okay, so now it says, as Joe babbled to random customers, Bernal turned to look at Jill and raised both eyebrows and in an expression of alarm. Oh my gosh. Let me read the beginning of this. This is classic. You know, I read a lot of this with you guys. I don't necessarily read it after. I read, you know, or right before. Okay, so what has she got going on? Is she talking here? There she is.
And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
This chick is really trying to hold on to her Drake.
Joe, you
Let me
answered
go back over here.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
Girl, bye. In the aftermath of Joe Biden's debate debacle, there is one constant: Dr. Jill's delusional self-belief that she can save the day under the thrall of her under the thrall of her Rasputin-like advisor, Anthony Bernal. The First Lady is acting as if she is the candidate at the expense of her husband and the country. She is the keeper of Biden delusions. Quote, Joe, you did such a great job, she shrieked after commandeering the microphone at the debate after the party in Atlanta. I should have read this first. I love this person. They write like I think. Pretty chaotic. But anyway, I'll continue. As her downcast husband stood on stage, gapping at her uncomprehendingly, just gaping at her uncomprehendingly. Quote, you answered every question, she guessed. Oh boy. Like she was talking to kids. She really did. She really honestly did. The whole world knew he did a terrible job. Even Joe knew. That's why he was sitting up there looking at her like, are you kidding? But that's the problem with habitual lying. It swallows you in delusion eventually. You could see the emergence of Jill's rival court in recent months as Joe faded and she embarked on a frantic round of solo campaigning, always with Bernal, whom she calls her work husband. Bernal was by her side when she swanned into the Hunter's gun trial in Wilmington. She just went on in there in her finest designer threads last month to project presidential power. I know she don't think she gonna be the president. What was the lady's name that ran for president after her husband passed on? She didn't even have to run. Was it Roosevelt's wife? Which one was it, y'all? Vote, 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 vote. Ooh. Whoa. In control. These days, Joe always plays the second fiddle to his wife. Jill makes it clear that she has more important things to do than play exasperated nursemaid to her doddering husband. You could see it in France when she left a disorientated Joe to the mercies of a reluctant Brigitte Macron while she strode ahead with French President Emmanuel Macron. You saw it over the weekend when she was having the time of her life, hobnobbing with the rich and famous in East Hampton, while Joe's face seemed locked in a rictus grimace. My God. Naturally, she spoke first at the fundraiser at the $147 million mansion of a hedge fund billionaire, where reporters were instructed to wear shoe covers. Okay, well, I don't see a problem with that. Don't bring your nasty shoes in here. Okay, they had to wear shoe covers. The problem is that the reality of Dr. Jill doesn't measure up to her delusions of grandeur. Oh, so now the lady is bipolar? Nonetheless, she will never be the candidate, no matter how many upbeat polls Bernal shows her about. Her popularity with suburban women, she's not helping her husband or the country. She's increasingly being made the blame for Joe's decision to run for re-election and refusal to step aside, as stories start filtering out about the iron control she and Bernal keep over Joe. This is a bunch of lies, not even allowing White House resident staffs near him. No, I don't believe it. I believe that they're all a part of it. And again, they're not going to allow anything about her or him to come out unless it's already pre-approved. They got to have pre-approval on what's said. They're so delusional, this article says, they thought they could keep his cognitive decline a secret. How? When the brother falling over stuff. But you have to ask why Jill and the rest of her insular group of family and aides who know Joe best chose a 9 p.m. debate time and left him on the stage without notes. My God, they knew he couldn't sustain 90 minutes on what's left of his wits. This person is terrible. Minutes into the debate, his campaign issued the excuse that he was suffering from a cold. When that excuse fell flat, the new talking point was that Joe is able to do the job of the president between 10 and 4 each day. But outside that time range or while traveling abroad, Biden is more likely to have verbal miscues and become fatigued. This is what aides told Axios. Now they tell us, this says. The same people who have lied to us for 4 years that Joe is sharp and on his game 24/7, and in fact is a super ager. As the University of Illinois longevity research S.J. Olansky claimed, now admit he exhibits signs of sundowning, a common symptom of dementia. So why do y'all still have this man running around like the weekend at Bernie's? Why is this man still running around like the weekend at Bernie's? And why, oh, why do you know? Y'all know that if this is the case, then it's no wonder why we had Charlie yesterday, while we were at that particular level. We already got Charlie here in the U.S., but yeah. You guys are setting us up. This right here, having this man this way, is part and parcel of why we have the problems that we have with other countries that do not take us seriously. But again, it's a show. But the sad part is the only people playing the game is those here in America. People outside of the country ain't playing no game. When they see a weakness, they're going to take it. Now, what holiday, if any, was it in that movie Leave the World Behind? Does anybody know? Was it a holiday at all? They were all gone for the weekend. I don't know, but I don't know. 2 weeks ago, they dismissed as cheap fakes video showing Joe acting disoriented and lost at the G7 in Italy and having to be led off the stage by Barack Obama. That was not a fake. That was real. But instead of being chagrined when their lie was exposed to the world Thursday night, they are busy weaving new lies. Yeah, they're sitting over there like Papa Geppetto, whittling away. Now they claim that Joe crashed and burned in the debate because Donald Trump is a liar and Biden is just too honest. Quote, they had the money ready for me by 6 o'clock when I told them that they weren't going to get it. They had it taken care of. Sure. And then, whoa, wait a minute. I got to ask you guys a question before I read the next sentence. Why are they saying that it's this stuttering situation when we can go all the way back when he was on the floor of the Senate grandstanding? He was just on the floor, just grandstanding. They're super predators. I'm not going to let them hit my mama and hit my wife upside the head. They're going to hit your mama and hit your wife upside the head. We need to put them away. They're super predators. He was not this stuff that they come up talking about. He's a stutterer. You tell a lie long enough, somebody gonna believe it. This cat was not a stutterer when he was doing all of that. He wasn't a stutterer when he was running around kissing rings at the Ku Klux Klan's grand wizards. Where was he stuttering then? He wasn't stuttering. So why is he stuttering now? He ain't stuttering. The man don't know what he talking about because that man gone. Anyway. Okay. Now they claim that Joe crashed and burned in the debate because Trump is a liar and Biden is too honest. They're trying to portray Joe as a pathological liar, as a truth teller. They're trying to portray Joe, a pathological liar, as a truth teller. Sure, Trump exaggerates. His crowds are the biggest. His economy is the best. The typical, braggadocio of a Queens property developer. Vote, 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 vote. Vote, 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 vote. Ow, vote, 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 vote. Hey, vote, 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 vote. For me. You need to be arrested. Somebody, there's a number that you can call for elder abuse. Take that picture, call the phone number, and then call the phone number and tell them you sending them a screenshot of the person who's abusing this person. It's an old man that she abusing. But as Scott Adams, the author and cartoonist, says on X, Trump's hyperbole is directionally accurate and benign, but Biden's lies, the fine hoax. What is this? Oh, are dangerous. What is this? The fine hoax, J6 insurrection hoax, still in their democracy, dictator of the day are dangerous. Wow. What newspaper is this? The New York Post. Boy, they are amazing. So we had the New York Post We also had CNN, but all of them are ripping this cat a new one. This one's just wearing his wife out, and I'm helping. But it's what I do, and I enjoy it. Joe and his boosters pretend that he's a decent man while Trump is morally deranged. Yet Trump has 5 well-adjusted adult children who adore him, while Biden's 2 adult children are, oh, wow, they are cutting deep. That's not nice to call his kids drug addicts. And Hunter got his widow sister-in-law hooked on. Who wrote this? And Hunter got his widow sister-in-law hooked on crack when he had an affair with her. Who is the author of this article? No happy family has to stage constant public displays of affection. No honest Joe is involved in habitual lies, plagiarism, and corruption. No modest Joe, the poorest man in Congress, lives in DuPont Mansion with a ballroom or custom-built mansion on a lake in Chateau Country in Greenville, Delaware, or pays cash for a beach house in Rehoboth. Is that Rehoboth, you guys? Rehoboth? Everything Joe has ever told about himself for 50 years, this article says, is a lie. Oh my God. Yeah, because didn't he say, I spent most of my time in a black church? And the black folk was like, really? Was he there? I spent most of my time in a black church. I spent most of my time in a German church. Everywhere he goes, he reverses the Chaka Khan song. I'm every man. It's all in me. Any ethnicity I want to be, I do it naturally. I can wear a hat or sombrero you can see. Go from wearing a hat to a sombrero. I remember all those quinceañeras I used to go to back in the day. Oh my God, let me get off of here and go get to work. I got to get some work done. I'm still working on a big story that I got to publish this week. And I'm just sitting up here cracking jokes with y'all. But that is the truth. I'm every ethnicity. Whew, boy. I like being with you guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and allowing me to just be myself every now and again. It feels so good, don't you know? Don't you agree? Joni J said, bye. Bye, baby. Listen, you guys, I want you all to just take some of the stuff that we've talked about today and just sort of muddle it around. Don't let any of these things weigh you down. Just like I said hey, get a Gurney. Get a Gurney. Get a Gurney. Okay? Yes, it is elder abuse. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. It's terrible to see exactly what's going on. But let me tell you something. That's not him. That ain't him. We all know that. In any case, I digress. Listen, you guys. Oh, Joe Miller, you missed it. I'm just cutting up today. I'm just cutting up, but it's all good. Listen, you guys take care. Make sure that you guys tune in. And if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button so the next time we are live, you can tune in and you'll get your alert, hopefully. If you don't mind, hit the like or dislike button, however you want to slice it. And I'm going to leave you with this. Because I think it's important. It's very vital that you laugh sometime in your life. You gotta, because this is what her dress looked exactly like. Y'all take care. I can't believe you got to laugh at some of this stuff, because if you don't laugh, you're going to drive yourself ape mess. I love you all. Be good.
Lockhart Perspective.